Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elder Scrolls Online. Today I'll be showing you a few things that you can do on Elder Scrolls to become a better tank, and a few items as well that you can go and grind to become stronger and more powerful in these lands. I will show you the armor sets, where to find them, and then I will show you my build, my stats. I'll go over everything on my character so that if you guys need some help, then you can refer to this video. Let's begin with the armor set. Now, the Jolting Arms set, this isn't the most powerful piece of gear that you'll find in the game, but it is very effective when it comes to running as a tank. I've used it for quite some time now in every single dungeon. I feel like this item helps. It gives you armor, health, and then even more spell and physical resistance. When playing a tank, you need that, so I definitely recommend this item. Also, upon block, you will conduct electricity through your arms, giving you more spell resistance and physical resistance. So recommend this item if you are starting off as a tank and unsure what to do. You'll find this one as well in Tempest Island, and maybe you'll get it on the first try, maybe you weren't. This was the first time I had ran Tempest Island, and I immediately got it after this boss fight. So it really just depends. The RNG for this game is really random. As many of you know from the old days of this game, the RNG is terrible and grinding can be kind of a hassle. But luckily in this boss fight I got it straight up on the first try, so it's not really grindy. You can either do the veteran dungeons or the regular dungeons, and you'll find it in either or. So you can either do it veteran style and get the hard piece of gear, or do it easy, do it the easy way and then upgrade the piece of gear. So either or, it works for you. And remember, this can be found on Tempest Island, veteran dungeon, or regular dungeon. It doesn't really matter. Either or, you'll find the armor pieces there. But one thing that does kind of suck about this piece is it has another ability to when you block an enemy's attack and you conduct electricity through your arms, you can then hit them with that block and do even more and do damage to the enemy, which is in most cases useless. It doesn't really do much to get that block off. I mean, you could see in some cases, like, I'll hit the enemy and I get a critical off right here, and it does like 7,000 damage, which that's not going to do much for your team in the long run. So this aspect of the ability is pretty much useless, unless you want to build some weird build where you're doing damage with blocks. Then I guess go ahead, that'd be pretty cool. But I've never seen anything like that. But that's all I really have to say about the Jolting Arms set. I definitely recommend it if you were trying to play a tank. Next up, I have the Undaunted Bastion set. I absolutely recommend this if you are playing a tank. This will make the game a lot easier for you. It gives you maximum health, maximum armor, and then the main thing that makes it really stand out is its ability that it does. This is an amazing ability. When you use a taunt ability while you are under 75% health, gain a damage shield that absorbs 15,270 damage for 6 seconds. This effect can occur every 10 seconds. So this is more of a, the last straw. You have used every piece of ability. You have nothing else that can save you, and then you use this ability and you taunt an enemy while you are under 75. This is like your the last straw. This is what this item is for, is if you are down to just absolutely nothing, you've spent every ability you have, this armor set will save your life, and it has saved mine in this game many times. So I recommend it to you guys if you are playing a tank, because if you're down to that last straw, you're going to need something that's going to back you up, and this armor will do that. And if you want to adventure to find this item set, you'll have to travel to Elden Hollows, 1 or 2. Regular dungeons or veteran dungeons, you'll find this item. Either or, the same as the last one. And these dungeons are super easy, so it's super easy to grind out. Most of the time, you'll have a higher level player there that'll just run through the entire dungeon for you anyway. So not a very hard piece of armor set to get. Absolutely worth grinding if it does take some time. This will make your tank a lot stronger in the long run, for your team especially, because this is going to be that item that you have. If you have nothing else, this item gives you a massive damage shield, and that'll really help you out a lot of the time. Another little tip when you're looking for the Jolting Arms set, if you do go searching for it in these evil lands, you'll also find the Matriarch's Ring. So make sure you keep a hold of that, because that'll also play into the parts that you need for the set of the Jolting Arms set. So now the final item I will show you guys that I have equipped is the Oakensoul Ring. You will have to scry for this item, which is a lot more difficult than the other 2 items. But this does give you a lot of buffs. The only thing bad about it is you can't switch to your other weapon, which means you'll be restricted to one set of skills and then that one weapon. So you miss out on a whole other set of abilities. But it does give you a crap ton of buffs, which kind of helps when you're missing a whole slot of abilities and stuff. So I do recommend this item, but it's on the edge of being good and bad. I think it's perfect for being if you want to be a tank or a a good DPS, and if you're just getting started, I think this item is perfect. Now let's go over the skills real quick. Real quick though, before I begin with that, I cannot stress how important food items are. It doesn't matter what kind of food item it is, as long as it helps your character in some type of way, especially these that give you more max stamina, health, and magicka. These are absolutely important, so take advantage of them, and you can buy them at your nearest guild trader. Anyways, let's go over the skills and stats. That's what I wanted to say the first time. Anyways, okay, here we go. You can see that most of my stats are pumped into health and stamina, the two main things you're going to need as a tank. I have the boon of the steed. You can go for the boon of the lady if you want, but I have the steed because it helps with recovery. Either or will really help you as a tank. I am a Dragon Knight, by the way, but some of these skills will help you guys if you are new to building a tank or want some advice. You can see a lot of these I have completely maxed out because a lot of these skills that you have, no matter the class really, they're all going to help you and benefit you in some type of way. So you'll want to max them all out just to help your character that little bit. And they all will. I am a Khajiit as well, which that can play a part to helping you as a tank too. So Khajiit, if you want to be a better tank, a Khajiit is a recommendable class. One hand and shield as well as another thing you'll want to max out, and the heavy armor class. Max out all of that stuff. Get it all maxed out. That's going to help you become way stronger. And I'm just going to go over this real quick because I feel like most people already know this stuff. And you can see that some of the skills that come with a Khajiit really do help with playing a part and being a tank. So, very nice. And dipping into some of the abilities that I have equipped, or really all of them that we're going to jump into right here. Shield Bash is the first one. Shield Bash is the first one. Gives you a massive damage shield and as well stuns the enemies and does damage upon impact. So these three things are very useful. Mainly the damage shield, that's why you'll be using this. And of course it stuns the enemies. You can see how useful that'll be during intense situations. You can really help your teammates out with that little stun that you can do, so you're able to do more during the fight instead of just take all the damage. Another ability you will need equipped is Bone Shield. Spike Bone Shield is what I have, and all of these abilities I have on my entire rack of abilities, they're all morphs. And this gives you a massive, damage shield, and then of course, depending on which morph you choose, the one I chose redirects 100% of damage towards the enemy. And then if you're playing Dragon Knight, there's also another ability that does that as well, damages the enemies with flame damage. This gives you resistance and even a damage shield. You'll see most Dragon Knights are running this ability because it does so much for your character as a tank, and is an absolute necessity when playing as a tank. So I recommend if you were playing Dragon Knight to equip this to your hotbar right now and start using this ability, which you probably already are, so very good, my brother. And remember, I'm using the Oaken Soul Ring, so I'm restricted to the bar of abilities I have right there. So when it comes to damage shields, I only have 3 down there, but you can see I still utilize that enough to where I can cover my entire health bar. So now I have the whole damage shield you have to get through, and then my health. So I'm going to be very hard to kill and very strong and very tanky, and that's what we want. You want your health bar, no matter how many, but you want your health bar to be covered in damage shields. That's what I recommend mostly of all. Now the next skill I have that's going to play more into being a Dragon Knight is Coagulating Blood. Now this is the morph of the ability, so remember that. And this will do crazy things for you. This will give you lots of healing, recovery, all of that fun jazz. And the only thing is it takes a lot of magicka, so you're going to want to scale how much you use this and be careful how much you use it, because it can drain your magicka very quickly. If you're in the middle of a battle taking lots of damage and you're spamming this ability, you're going to run out of magicka fairly quickly. You see I used it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and my whole magicka bar is already halfway gone. And yeah, so you need to be very careful with using this. Use it once during a battle and that's it. You really only want to use it for the health recovery that it gives you because it's so good. This ability is prime and you need it on your character if you're running Dragon Knight. And obviously if you're in a tight situation, then use it more than once. Now playing a little bit more into the Dragon Knight, if you are playing Dragon Knight, now this ultimate Magma Shell, you're going to want this, and this is the morphed version. It helps in every type of way. It makes all of your stats over the roof. It helps your teammates. Basically during battle, it makes your teammates invincible for a short amount of time. It gives them a enormous damage shield. And then of course reverts damage to all enemies in the entire vicinity around you. So yeah, you're basically like, you go Super Saiyan when you activate this ultimate, and I think is one of the best ultimates when it comes to being a tank. And you can even see when I activate this ability, I'm able to just continuously use my stats over and over and over and over and over. Like we have a massive amount of recovery now that we activated this ultimate, and this is one of the main ultimates that you should definitely be using if you are playing tank. It is seriously overpowered. And you can even see after the ult ends, I'm exhausting the rest of my stats trying to see how long I can last before I have no stats left. And yeah, like you see, we're able to go quite a while because of that ultimate. And the last ability I'm going to show you guys is Ransack, and for a couple reasons. Mainly because it gives you minor protection and because it taunts. And as you know, if you're using the Undaunted Bastion set and you're under 75% health and you get that taunt off, you're going to get a massive damage shield that's really going to save your life. And then of course, for keeping all of the enemies off your teammates. Really, when you play tank, you want to taunt all of the enemies Every moment you really can, try to keep your teammates safe at all times. You're a tank and you gotta take off the damage, so you gotta control the crowd. But anyways, you guys, that is my build on Elder Scrolls Online, my tank build. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course there are other builds that are better and stronger, but this one I feel like is very powerful and very strong. I am only 840 in champion level, so I'm not an insane level. Really, any level you use this gear, you're going to be very powerful and very strong, so I do recommend it. And if you don't want to get the Oakensoul Ring or don't have the DLC to get the Oakensoul Ring, then don't worry, you can just go and build into another set like the Ring of Agility or any of those sets that require like 3 items for you to build that set. Anyways, I will see you next time in these evil lands of Elder Scrolls Online. Subscribe, like, and subscribe!